What's up, YouTube? Scotty Tradition, back with another video. Been a little while since I've had a pickup come in. Haven't had too many things that have popped up that I really need. But there was something that popped up in one of the Packer groups that I'm a part of. And this card actually made its way to me from Germany, from a fellow Packers collector in one of the Packer groups that I've known for quite a few years now already. This is a card you just don't see a lot of, and I do have another example of a different player from this same set, but let's get right into it and show you the card. So obviously that's Don Hutson, just a wonderful player back in the 30s and 40s for the Packers. Just set the world ablaze back then with receiving accolades. Was like so far ahead of the next guy during his era that he's considered one of the really the best football players of all time at any position. And so these 63 Stancraft cards were released in basically two different backs. There's the red backs, which is what this one is, and then there's also the green backs. You can see the kind of the logos on the back there. And they were released in 1963 as sort of part of the first NFL Pro Football Hall of Fame at the time. And there were 17 first inductees into the Hall of Fame back then. And oddly enough, only 9 of them made their way into this set. There were 37 of the 48 eventually would make it into the Hall of Fame. But to start out, they only had 9 of the 17, which is a little strange. So there's not like a ton of these authenticated. I think this is the only Beckett example that I'm aware of, and PSA DNA has only authenticated one Don Hutson. So to find these signed are pretty scarce. So when my buddy El Manu from Germany was looking to thin out his PC a little bit, I was happy to oblige and grab this card. Super happy to have it. There are actually 7 Green Bay Packers in the set. The 2 of clubs, which is Johnny Blood McNally. The 2 of hearts is Paul Hornung. The 3 of spades, as you can see, is Don Hutson, which I have right here. The 4 of spades is Clark Hinkle. The 6 of clubs is Tony Canadeo. The 6 of spades is Curly Lambeau. And the 8 of diamonds is Jim Taylor. So 7 total Packers in the set. All of the aces in the set were NFL logos, and the jokers were NFL logos as well. Otherwise, the other 48 cards in the set were actual players. So, really happy to get that example in. And then here is the card I've shown before. This is a Curly Lambeau, also Pop 1, I believe. Just a beautiful example. Curly Lambeau, I think he passed away in 64 or 65. So he wouldn't have had just about a year and a half to sign this card before he passed away. So, obviously, incredibly, I don't, it's Pop 1. I don't know that there's any others floating around there that just haven't been great. It just would have been tough to get another autograph of his on this card during that just brief time period that he was still alive. So, happy to have that one. I have 2 of them. I'm not sure if I'm going to see any more autographs of the other players that I listed. I know there's a couple out there, on eBay right now. There's a Jim Taylor auto, I want to say, but it's on one of the NFL logo cards. It's not on the actual Jim Taylor card. So not really too interested in that card for this set. But if I do come across any of the other autos on their specific card, I'd be happy to grab it. So, and this is just kind of a reminder for everybody, be sure you're not just buying cards just to fill some hole within yourself that will never be full. I think a lot of us run into that, and we just need to keep buying and buying and buying to kind of fill that hole in us, and we're never satisfied. It's kind of a weird human thing, but at the end of the day, you're just going to end up with like an obscene amount of stuff that you're not going to know what to do with at the end of the day. And at least my preference has been just to take my time and be patient and really focus on unique items, like this Don Hutson that came up. It's so cool. You really get like just when you get things that come in less often, you just get that sense of like, wow, I really waited for this, and I found something cool and I got it in. There's just a cool feeling that you get. Um, not trying to tell anybody how to collect necessarily, but trust me, I don't think anybody wants to have just a mountain of stuff at the end of their collecting career, or when they're ready to move on from it. I think you'd rather have things a little more concise at the end of the day, just orderly. So it works for me. Just something to keep in mind. When you keep purchasing things, you're never gonna fill up that bucket. It's just never full ever, and you just don't want to get into that, because you just can accumulate so much, and you just accumulate a mountain of stuff which you don't know what to do with. So this works for me, and it keeps me engaged and current in the hobby, and I have a lot of fun still collecting, even though I think that's maybe my fifth or sixth card I've gotten in this year, and the year's half over with already. So, and it works great for my PC. Now the National is coming up soon. I think it's only 4 or 5 weeks away now, so really looking forward to that. Again, I believe I'll be there all 5 days this time, and heading down with Joey Burtcat 8. I believe on Wednesday, so we should be heading down Wednesday, so we can get the sneak peek. But yeah, really looking forward to that, catching up with everybody. I did not make it to Atlantic City last year. Just too much going on with family stuff, and the East Coast just wasn't as appealing to me. The Midwest here, it's just a 2.5, 2 hour, 45-minute trek down there, and you can't beat that. So really, really looking forward to catching up with everybody. There's nothing I'm really looking for at the National. I kind of go into it just, whatever catches my eye. I kind of know generally things I would like to add, but it's cool to be opportunistic and just see what you see. The item I picked up in 2021, which was the sealed cello pack, I did not expect to find that going in, but I was so happy that I did, and it was like the only item I actually picked up. So you never know what you're going to see. But for me, it's more about the people. I know a lot of people say that. I don't mean it to sound cliche, but I can pick up cards anywhere, but I can't always see people that that I've interacted with on Facebook and on YouTube and all over the interwebs. You just don't get to see these people in person a whole lot. So seeing the people is really what I'm looking forward to. So very excited for that. Hope you guys are all doing well, and gosh, I don't think I'm gonna have probably any more pickups, I wouldn't think, until the National. So I guess I will see you all down there, and thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll talk to you again soon.